Hey YouTube! Now I tried doing this whole video making scenario a few years ago now at the end of 2021 here and here. I'm pointing because I'm hoping that my technologically challenged ass will find a way to be able to insert those old videos here. If not, I'm just pointing for fun. Enjoy. I really enjoyed making videos. It was a lot of fun. It was a huge boost to my self-esteem and a huge boost for my mental health. I was working an incredibly toxic job at the time, literally the most toxic job that I've ever worked in all my years, and I've been on the workforce now for almost 20 years. So I really needed an outlet, and that served a great point of outletness. And then 2022 arrived, and it happened, and just kind of kept happening. For lack of a better description. Thank God for my amazing spouse. And therapy. Definitely therapy. I cried so much over the first part of 2022. My face had just broken out into this horrible mess of breakouts and red patches. Over the breakouts were dry patches that kept flaking away. I was developing this new skin rash that I had never been familiar with before. It was just a lot. And then on top of it, my face was almost always swollen because I was crying so much. So it was just a snowball effect of awful, which is one of probably the main reasons that I did not want to get in front of a camera once 2022 started. And then I just kind of, I just kind of lost the motivation after dealing with all that. And I'm still dealing with a lot of healing on my face, in my heart, in my brain. So I figured I'd just dive back into this again. Since 2022, since then there's just been a lot of shifting, you know? A lot of healing, a lot of breaking, a lot of loss, a lot of healing again and then breaking again, finding a new job, falling in love with a new job, then getting laid off from said job 2 years later because of budget cuts, then another new job. That M. Night movie trap happened to all of us. You know, it's been a hard time. But now I am back, and boy, has a lot changed. Mostly. But with all of that being said, 2025 has been definitely the year of adjustments. The year of new. I figured at this point I don't have a lot left to lose in terms of starting a YouTube channel, so I might as well dive in at the deep end. I actually put a little more work and research into it this past summer when I initially started restarting all of this experiment over again and wanted to start making videos. The first time I used a cheap-ass ring light off of Amazon and my old cellular phone. This time I'm using a newer cheap-ass ring light and an even newer cellular phone. So what? Come at me. I used to be an amateur photographer back in the day, and I did love it for a spell. And then people happened. I took that, and I took that. I didn't take that because I'm in it. So I pretty much had everything that I needed in order to get started on this again. Make it look a bit more professional, if you will. I did maybe spend under $75 on a few things to get started. I got a few things for my SLRs in case I ever decide to use those cameras to record, but I'm just gonna keep using my good old cellular phone for now. I got that new ring light, which is actually more heavy duty than my other one. Mucho impressed. And it works fantastic for what I need. It's actually quite a bit nicer than my first ring camera, which I had gotten back in 2021 when I decided to start this originally. So now I have 2 ring cameras, and I glow like an angel. I'm an angel. I'm an angel. I'm an angel. I did also get this little mini microphone, which is adorable. He's a baby. But my husband, for some reason or another, believes in me in this whole video making venture, so he got me this beautiful, nice blue Yeti microphone. It's just off screen that you can't see. I love him. I love him. I'm still very much trying to figure out my life right now. It feels a bit chaotic and all over the place at the moment. I don't know what I'm doing in this life. Do any of us really know what we're doing in this life? But I do know this. I'm gonna keep trying to figure it out. So might as well figure it out here. I have no idea what this channel is going to be, but I do know I'm going to be experimenting a lot. I am a creative and a longtime yarn enthusiast, if you will. I knit, I weave, I crochet, I sew. I basically just love yarn because it's magical. Like a unicorn. And unlike Red Bull, yarn gives me wings. If I could knit wings. I'm also a very, very long time writer. I've literally been writing since the age of 6. I do have a blog that I have been running since 2021. I share posts about life, photos, poetry. I also share book excerpts from a memoir that I've been writing for quite a long time now. So perhaps part of this whole YouTube channel journey will be about the completion of that book. Who knows? I do warn those going into it. There is a bit of a trigger warning based on some of the topics that I write about. So trigger warning for anyone who is going on there. It's not necessarily going to be a fun ride. But since I don't have a direction for this channel, I do have a lot of ideas. I have a list of things that I've wanted to do and record for quite a few years now. I have some things that I think that would make interesting videos. I do have a hair and skin routine. I did actually record a video for my hair routine at one point that shows my newness. I gotta get ready with me. Or grum. And why would that be entertaining, you ask? Because I am very bad at makeup, and I think it would be very funny. I suck at it. Have you seen this lipstick? Have you seen this lipstick? Have you seen this up close? I can't even draw the lines right. I have some knit-alongs as well as some frog-alongs. For those of you who are not familiar, frogging is when you pull out your stitches because you made a mistake or because you just feel like tearing out that project because it's been haunting you for years and you don't really want to finish it anymore, but you don't want to unravel it alone. But I'm just gonna sit and make things and talk, and maybe it'll just be a mishmash of my thoughts and feelings and ideas and opinions on things that you never asked for. I think I've realized that shooting ahead, even with a prepared script and my ADHD combined, it's a bad mix. It's not good. This video already feels super all over the place. You didn't come here for that. You came because you wanted to know who this new weirdo was showing up in your YouTube feed. Hi, it's me. I do want to give a major shout out here because I wouldn't be doing this unless I wasn't inspired by other YouTubers that I've been following for a really, really long time. So I wanted to talk about two in particular. Two women who have definitely inspired me have been Charlotte Dobre and Jamie French. Now, Charlotte, I have been following for so long. I started following her when she started her channel, but I was following her for about a year and a half, maybe 2 years prior to that. I have been watching Charlotte for at least 7 years now. She has been absolutely killing it since she made her own channel and went on her own, and I think it was the best move of her career. I support it fully, and I'm really, really happy to see her continue to grow. My other YouTube queen that I want to talk about is Jamie French. Jamie French I unfortunately discovered Jamie in 2023, so I have not been following her as long as I wish I'd been following her, but when I tell you how excited I was about the backlog of videos that I had to go through for her, she and her husband are hilarious. Her and her husband, Nick, she just completed her very first tour of all time. My husband and I were lucky enough to see her not only in New York, but in our hometown, Philadelphia, as well. And she's good people. She's very authentic, very down to earth, and funny as hell. I'm so glad that somebody convinced her to do a tour. I can't wait for the next one. I will be there. I will be there. So yeah, check them both out if you haven't heard of them. But you've probably heard of them. It's me you haven't heard of. Testing this out. Testing this out. Testing this out again. Whoops. Accidentally muted it. Didn't mean to mute it. I don't know what I'm doing. I don't know what I'm doing. Did I have lipstick on my teeth for the whole of the video? It feels on point. I don't know what I'm doing with this channel. I don't know what I'm doing for this video. My hair is a mess, but I make it work. The demon's about to come in. Woman! 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 Stop it! That's my basket. Ow! You're at the door. Demon? Demon? Demon?